We are Sara and Sarah, and today we are here to interview Fran, the music teacher, also known as Fran Musical Arcos, about education and many other things. Hi.
Hi. We are here with Fran.
Yes, to interview him about education.
Okay. This year, the government has started a new law called Alonso. So, do you agree with the changes?
I'm not so sure about this new law. Uh, I didn't read it properly yet. I don't like the idea of having exams at the end of primary education and at the end of fourth ESO, because I think you have enough tests during your school year, and I don't like the idea of private companies organizing this kind of exams. I think it's dangerous. So these specific questions, I don't like them so much.
This law affects your subject, music. Do you think it affects us in a positive or a negative way?
As far as I know, in primary education, it affects quite a lot, especially in some communities, not in Asturias, because the regional government decided not to quit hours from music and arts in general. But I know that in some communities it has been a problem because they have less hours of arts. So any law that is against arts in the school is not a good law for me.
Yes. So, the Middle Arcos School is the only state school that has the bilingual project in the country. Do you think more state schools should have the bilingual project?
I have to say that lots of schools have a bilingual project in Gijón, but not our bilingual project. We have special bilingual project.
Yes.
Ours
or-
is an agreement between the British Council and the Spanish education government, and it's a different one. It's a different one because of some things that you already know about having native teachers and more hours of English, and I think it's a great project for sure.
So, you think other schools should have the same as
I think all the students should have the same opportunity as you have had.
Yes. You have been teaching in the bilingual project for many years. Do you like to be part of it?
In this bilingual project, I've been teaching for 5 years, and I love being part of it because I have great colleagues working with me, and I have great students like you.
the government is for public schools? Is for public schools. Do you think education is better in state school or in public school?
That's a good question. Depends on the school, but in general, I am a supporter of state schools. I think that education should be public education for everyone, um, with the same possibilities for everyone, and we don't have to take into account if you have money at home or you don't have money at home. So I'm pro state education.
Now there are a lot of people that don't finish the ESO. Do you think that's a good thing? What can the government do to avoid it?
Of course, it's not a good thing. 25% of students don't finish the compulsory education because it's the minimum that you should have. So if you don't have this degree, you don't have anything. I'm not so sure. For sure, having 26 students in one classroom is not a good idea. We need to have more individualized education, and with 26 is really difficult. So that's a change that I think we have to promote. Less students on each classroom.
So less students, but with a good level.
Less students and more involved teachers. And I think it's important to recognize that the world has changed and the technology should be part of education. Because I know that you are able to edit videos and to record podcasts and to create your own web pages. But you do it at home, not in the school. And I think it's important for us to introduce this kind of digital skills in your learning process.
Since we are little.
Since you are kids, of course, yes.
There have been a lot of changes since you were studying. Do you think education was better than now?
No, so many changes, in fact. When I studied, teachers used to talk a lot, and we had to copy things, to solve activities, and to attend tests. And I'm afraid that it's quite similar with lots of teachers. It keeps being more or less the same. Now we have smart boards, but we use them as screens. We don't use them as smart boards. So it's more or less the same. We used to write, now we write on the computer, but the idea is the same. And the lessons are quite similar. So I'm not so sure if things have changed so much.
But in class, like technology, we have to make everything in the computer. That wasn't possible when we studied.
Computers didn't exist, and mobile phones didn't exist. So I remember when I was your age, once the English teachers took us to watch a film, and that was great news for everyone because they joined all the students from several groups in order to watch a film. So nowadays
It's very common.
it's completely different.
And did they keep you when you were studying?
Did they what?
Keep you?
Keep? What do you mean?
Keep you, yes.
When I was a kid, there was a teacher who used to do it. Yes. I was quite a good boy, so not so much, but they used to do it, yes.
The government has made a lot of changes on on the canteen. Do you think people eating fast food from the canteen is the cause of obesity nowadays?
Not really. Maybe it's one of the causes, but not the main one. The way of living nowadays. In fact, I don't know if obesity is such a big problem nowadays. I think it used to be more than now.
Yeah.
But
Well, in Spain it's not a big problem like in the United States.
But for example, in the cafeteria, some years ago, when we started here in the Middle Arcos, were many sweets and candies, and they take it everything out. We now have
great. So
apples and
yes, since maybe 2 years ago, I got conscious of the importance of healthy food, and I try to eat lots of fruits and vegetables and things like that. So I can see my nephews eating a lot of sweets, and I completely dislike this idea. Sugar is addictive, and I think it's this is a place to learn how to behave as citizens. So if you want to buy sweets, maybe this is not the right place to do it. You can go to several other places.
Do you think that the changes of the food from the canteen are good or not?
In fact, I don't visit the canteen so much, so that's new news for me. But if they don't sell sweets, I think it's a good idea.
Everybody misses the sweets from previous years on the canteen and the enormous sandwiches that were sold. Do you miss them?
Not really, because I've changed my way of eating, and I never ate sandwiches or sweets from the canteen, so I don't do it.
We know it's hard to treat with crazy people like us. What is the crazy thing a pupil has done to you?
Maybe the craziest situations were in trips, during trips, school trips. And not because of the behavior of the students, but because of situations such as a student got ill and I had to stay with him for 6 hours in the emergency room. Meanwhile, we were trying to find his father, and that was a terrible situation because the doctor.
In these cases, do you repent to be a teacher?
In that specific situation, I repented to be there with the students. And sometimes if I'm involved in school trips, during the trip, I think, what am I doing here? I should be at home. But I think I like being a teacher. I like being with teenagers and with students. And I like to teach. And I like the way sometimes you are able to surprise me.
Okay, so this is the end of our
Yes.
interview. Thank you.
Thanks for answering us the question.
Thank you. It's been